by addition and subtraction. Okay. And so first of all, let's define what an inequality actually is. An inequality is an open sentence that contains a less than sign, a greater than sign, a less than or equal to sign, or a greater than or equal to sign. That is the definition from your book. Okay, and so we're going to look at just solving basic inequalities by addition and subtraction today. So first of all, our first example says to solve each inequality, then graph the solution set on a number line. So if I look at this first inequality, x minus 12 is greater than or equal to 8. What would you do? Or what do you think you would do to solve it?
Find x.
Yeah, find x. So what should I do to find x? Add 12. Very good. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to imagine that that inequality sign is actually an equals sign. And you're going to do the exact same thing you would do if it was an equation. So here I get x greater than or equal to, because the 12s drop off. What is 8 plus 12? 20. So there's your first answer. Now remember, it said graph the solution set on a number line. So now what I need to do is start with the number line. And I need to get to 20. So I'm going to go by tens. If I was going to graph the solution set, what would I have? Or how should I graph this?
What?
How should I graph x is greater than or equal to 20? At 20, okay. And then what am I going to do? Yep, have an arrow pointing right. Good job. And there you go. That's it. If you can handle this, you should be able to breeze through today's lesson. We're going to go ahead and look at another one. Here you go. 22 is greater than m minus 8. What should I do? Add 8. Very good. So I'm going to add 8 to both sides. What do you get on the left side now? 30 is greater than m. Now sometimes it's kind of hard to see how to go ahead and graph this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch the two around. Now when I switch the two, I need to make sure I switch the inequality as well. And by doing that, now I can kind of see a little bit better how I should go ahead and graph that. Let's go ahead and start with 0. I'll go ahead and go by tens again. So how should I graph that? 30, should I fill it in or not? No, because there's no equal to sign. And then which way do I shade? Left or right? Left, because it is less than. Questions? All right, you do this one for me. Okay? You do this one for me, just at your desk. To put up your salute this, and then I'm going to have somebody put up the other one. Nice job. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and see what the solution should look like. Good job. Okay, so that's what you should have gotten your solution to be like. D is less than or equal to -5, and then this is what the graph looks like. Questions? Okay, now if you look, these are going to be the last few types of problems, and then we're going to look at some word problems as well. This is a little different. Now, until you learn about multiplication and division, you have to figure out in these problems how you can get a positive 1a, or a positive 1x, or a positive 1y. Okay? So until we learn about multiplication and division, we want to make sure that when I change this equation, I get a positive 1 and then whatever the variable is. So in this case, I need to figure out how can I get a positive 1a. So how can I somehow get a positive 1? Subtract 3a. So I'm always going to take the smaller one and move it. What do you have on the left side now? -6. And then what do I get? 1a. And so remember, whenever we have it flipped like that, it might be a little easier for me to see it written like that, so I just switched them. A is greater than -6. So if I have my number line, what type of circle do I have at -6? Open, and which way do I shade? To the right, very good. So let's go ahead and look at another one of those. 5h is less than or equal to 12 plus 4h. So what am I going to do? Good. I'm going to subtract 4h from both sides. What's the left side become? 1h. What's the right side? 12. Okay, so there's my number line. What type of circle goes on 12? Closed. Which way do you shade? Left. Good job. So questions about those? The last two problems are going to be some word problems that you're going to have on your homework. Okay, these aren't difficult as well. Okay, we're going to go through them step by step. Instructions are define a variable, write an inequality, and solve each problem. So in this case, it says twice a number increased by 4 is at least 10 more than the number. Okay? Twice a number increased by 4 is at least 10 more than the number. So what I want you to do right now at your seats, I want you to write down what you think twice a number increased by 4 looks like. And then I want you to write down 10 more than the number. So I want you to put the purple one on the left. I want you to put the blue one on the right and leave a space in between the two. So twice a number increased by 4. I want you to write that. And then I want you to write 10 more than the number. So what does that look like if I was going to write that out as an expression? Somebody want to take a guess? What is twice a number increased by 4? 2a plus 4, 2x plus 4, 2n plus 4. Okay, so basically any variable times 2, and then I add 4. All right, the next one. What would be 10 more than the number? Close. 10 more than the number. 10, yeah, good. 10 plus a. Or you could have a plus 10. Okay, basically just says 10 more than whatever the number is. Now I have to figure out what goes in between. What is this? Okay, so first of all, we know it's not going to be just an equal to sign. It's got to be something with an inequality. So it says is at least. So if something is at least a number, does that mean it's bigger or smaller than the number? If it's at least, bigger, right? So that means this is going to be greater than. Could it also equal the number? Yeah. So this is a greater than or equal to sign. What I would really suggest you do with this, split it up into parts like we just did. Take the first part, the second part, and then put the inequality in between. So now we need to solve this. So remember, to solve this, I need to get a 1a. So what do I need to get a positive 1a? Let's subtract a first. So on the left side, I get a plus 4 is greater than or equal to what? 10. What do you do now? Subtract 4. Nice job. So what do you get a to be? Greater than or equal to 6. And there you go. It does not say anything about graphing on a number line, so you don't have to.
How did you get just a and 2 and
Because this is like a 1a, right? Okay. So I've got a 2 and a 1. So now if I would subtract 1a from both sides, 2 minus 1 gives me 1. Let's look at another one of those. 3 more than a number is less than twice the number. 3 more than a number is less than twice the number. So remember what we said to do. Let's split this into two parts. So I'm going to split this into 3 more than a number and twice the number. And those are my two parts that I'm going to go ahead and write. So let's start. 3 more than a number. What would that be? 3 plus a. 3 plus x, 3 plus n. Basically 3 plus any variable. Now let's look at the other part. It says twice the number. What would twice the number be? 2a. Good job. So then now we need to figure out what goes in between. So I'm going to look at the connector words here. Is less than. What do you know about a less than sign? Yeah, it points which direction? To the left. So this is what a less than sign looks like. Points to the left. So now I need to solve this. I notice I have an a and a 2a. Remember, I need to get a positive 1a. So what are you going to do? Subtract a from both sides. Good job. So on the left side, you are left with is a. There you go. That's it. Okay, once again, split it into two parts. It'll make it a lot easier for you. Questions? Yeah?
Well, since the question is we find a variable, right, and inequality to solve each problem, what would be the answer?
This is what I've circled as the answer. Yes. All right, so here you go. 12 through 38, 41 through 44. Now remember, okay, tomorrow we don't have any school. Okay, so this is actually going to be due Thursday, but remember I'm not going to be here Thursday, so it'll actually be due Friday. But I would suggest getting it done today, because on Thursday you're going to have an added assignment.